And that's quite nice, isn't it?
Hmm.
Here's a teacher that was telling me all about her children, and she said that everybody in Spanish used the word travieso, but she didn't know what it was in English. And I said, travieso in English is naughty. You have naughty children. And she says, I want to remember that word. Teach it to me. So I said, well, tell you what, let's remember it. You draw your naughty children. So she drew it, and we put it on the wall, and she never forgot it. We used to, what's the word? What are your children? And she never forgot. Here is a teacher, sorry, a student. This came from a lot of teachers that we were doing language improvement with over the summer and training as well. She drew her fears. Everybody had to draw their fears. And this one, what was she scared of? Heights? I can't remember. Oh no, spiders. That's what it is. um, and this is the last slide in the whole of the presentation. Because we've gone a little bit over time. I know the time said this was half an hour, but then Tyson and Tanya told me, don't worry, it's a little bit longer than that, because everybody does a little bit longer, so I aimed for 45 minutes. I should have said that at the start, but I didn't. I hope you're all still there. I've got absolutely no idea whether
No, it's just you
anybody's
and me
just hung
now.
up. Is it? Tell me the truth, how many people are still there?
No, everybody's still here.
Everybody's still there?
Everybody's
Oh,
still here. It's
well, I have to
fascinating,
say
that's
a
why.
big thank you to everybody for still being here. And I like this picture to finish with because we're all teachers and we're all in the same boat. So, and that's what this is. You can use these pictures to draw idioms and anything. Too many cooks spoil the broth, all that sort of stuff. So that brings things to a conclusion. Once again, just to remind you that my website is called tiffleclips.com and my blog is jamiekeddy.com. And if any of you Twitter, you send me a follow and I'll follow you back. That's Twitter Jamie10. That's what one of my students once put my name on his mobile phone as, and I thought it was quite funny and kind of stuff. So yeah,
Excellent.
my email is not there. If anyone wants to send me an email and get in touch that way, it's just jkeddy@hotmail.com. So feel free to get in touch with any feedback or whatever, for whatever reason. So, what happens now, Tyson? I think I heard you mentioning questions at this point. Am I right?
Yeah, almost. I'm just going to do a little quick chat first. So everybody should see my screen, but I would like to thank Jamie for that awesome webinar. It was fascinating, really. I mean, how you used images. I'm sure a lot of people's minds were opened, on how to use them beyond just kind of showing simple stuff. And like I said, I apologize in advance for your bleeding ears, thanks to my singing. But anyway,
it was great.
yeah, we are going to have a question and answer period in a couple of minutes, so save your questions for just a couple seconds. I would like to mention that English Central is going to be doing another webinar. It's on October 29th, and it is on the book Dealing with Difficulties. And it is basically how to deal with different things in your classroom, such as different learning styles or unmotivated students, different levels all mixed in the same class, maybe even disciplinary problems. So we'll be going through that book and talking about some of the activities that are in there to deal with it. And you can register for that for that webinar through our website. So if you go to englishcentral.net, click on Special Events, you'll see a page with a calendar on it. And if you just go to October 29th, then you'll get to our special event notice where you can register, pretty much the same as you did this time. And of course, Jamie does want you to buy his book, and so do we. It's a great book. It has a lot of fascinating activities in it, as you've seen. And if you would like to purchase it through our website or through phoning us in an order or emailing an order to us, we will give you a 20% discount on the book. For those of you who are in Europe, I'm not sure that's such a great idea because the shipping cost might be quite a bit, but if you are in North America and you do place your order with us before 10 o'clock tomorrow, you can see the instructions that are at the bottom of how to place the order. by phone, by email, or you can go to our website, click on Shop, and then search for images. We'll process your order really quickly and send you the book. We have lots in stock. So, having said all that, I would like to open the floor to any of you who are listening now and would like to ask some questions or say some comments to Jamie. First question it looks like we have is, I have a question about the mental image dictation. What kind of feedback do you do after it?
Feedback. So yeah, that's a good question, because I didn't really go into that in depth, did I? My aim when I'm doing a mental image dictation, my aim is always to have to repeat. So I'll start again. My aim is really to get the text prepared, to really prepare that description, relay that to my learners as many times as necessary for them to really get that picture created in their head. And then my goal is for them to reproduce the language. And I think we mentioned that aspect of it, but I didn't really go into the importance of that. When the question was feedback, I'm reading the word feedback in that question as how do I get the language to be reproduced back to me. Can you just say yes or no if that is the basis of your question?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. So okay, so I've gone over this description, let's say 3 times, and I've made sure through using gesture, through writing any unknown language in the blackboard, I've made sure that everybody is understanding the text and the description as well as I possibly can, and it has formed this image in their head. Now at this stage, I'll give you 2 things that you could do. You could put students into groups of 3 or even pairs, and you ask them to reconstruct, rewrite that description as accurately as they possibly can, and they've got to do it collaboratively. That is that they have to all work together, and they have to use the 5th skill, as a lot of people now call it, which is thinking. There's an activity in thinking. So they have to work together to produce this text. And importantly, all 3 members in the group have to write out an identical text. And that really forces them to work together to produce the text. And the payoff here is you're saying, I'm not going to, it's not really a payoff, it's more a bribe. You say to the students, you know, once you've produced this text, then I'll show you the picture. Now, it's a little bit of a cheat trick, I know, and it doesn't always work because sometimes students get impatient, but sometimes it works very, very well. Let me just give you one more example of another way to get students to reproduce that text through writing. Actually, this demonstrates that you pigeonhole these activities as either writing, reading, speaking, etc., but you know it's possible to do so because there's all sorts of things going on. This one came from listening. The other example I was going to give you is you choose one student from the class to come up to Blackboard, and you give the student the first words. For example, this is a picture of Robert Pershing Ludlow, and everybody has to give their own, help the student on his or her own to rewrite that whole text on the Blackboard. And that sounds very difficult, and the secret to this is to choose the right student. You've got to choose somebody who's not intimidated, somebody who's brave, but also somebody who's willing to listen to his peers' advice and thoughts. I don't know if I explained that well. So basically another student takes the place of the teacher, and you just take a back seat and let the whole class help that student write the whole description of the Blackboard, which is another collaborative text writing, but rather than groups of 3s, the whole class is doing that on its own.
Great. Okay. Another question here for you. You said you liked student-made flashcards best in your book.
Yeah.
Do you think images we create are more memorable than images we see, and why is that?